Welcome. Join, let's go. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Welcome, my sister. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for connecting. Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you so much. God bless you. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for joining wherever you're joining across Biafra land, across the world. Any part of the world where you're connecting from, I thank you very much for joining. Please share the video on your platform. Share to your family and friends. Share in your WhatsApp group so that people can join. We will continue. It doesn't matter how they are trying to stop us. They are trying to hinder us from preaching the gospel of peace, gospel of truth, but they can't stop us. Mba Chinonso, thank you for joining, Chinonso. Thank you for joining, Chinonso. Yeah, all must help Biafra, that's true. Thank you for joining. Please share the video, your platform. Share to your family and friends. Share the video any place you belong. You can share to your WhatsApp group before we start. They can never stop us. It doesn't matter how they try. They are trying so hard to stop Biafran people. They want to stop the followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They want to hinder us from getting our victory. They cannot succeed. We can't allow them. Let them keep trying. Share the video. Share to your family and friends. Share in your WhatsApp group. Share in your page. Any access you have, share. That is another role you can play. Everybody have a contribution to make. Even though I'm doing the talking, you can do the sharing. It's part of the message. As you're sharing, you're making people to know what is happening. That is the major information you are doing. You are playing a major role. We are now in 2022, the long-awaited 2022. 2022 of war. 2022 of trial and temptation. A time they want to increase everything. Every attack is going to increase. That is why you have to stand up any place you are. We will never give up. See Biafra, it doesn't matter what they do, it doesn't matter where the attack is coming from. They are trying so hard trying so hard with blackmail from inside and outside, but we cannot stop. Not now. Our supreme leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have raised the dragon flag, and the dragon flag will continue to fly. The dragon flag will continue to fly. It will continue to fly. They can't bring it down, and our victory is sure. The victory of Biafran people is sure, very, very close, closer than ever. If you're one of those who think that the victory is far away, no. The victory of Biafran people is very close, closer than you can expect. If you're one of those who have not joined the struggle yet, better wake up. If you're one of the blackmailers, it doesn't matter if you're a Biafran, it doesn't matter if you're one Nigerianist, it doesn't matter if you're a Duduwa, wherever you are from, and you are a blackmailer against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, against Biafran people, your time is up. You can never stop us. It doesn't matter what you try, it doesn't matter what you do, no matter the angle you're coming from, we are ahead of you. Freedom is sure. No man born of a woman can stop the freedom of our supreme leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That person has not yet been born. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is on a special mission, and because he is on a special mission, he must surely accomplish his mission. It is a must. A must. He will definitely accomplish his assignment. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter the angle you are coming from, he will definitely overcome. This is the truth, and nothing but the truth. Remember the word of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Follow the truth. It doesn't matter where it takes you to. As long as you're following the truth, as long as you're pursuing the truth, you will be victorious. Victory is ours. Very soon we will celebrate in Biafra land. We will sing a joyful song in Biafra land, not in a strange land. We cannot dance in a strange land, and we cannot sing in a strange land. It doesn't matter how they try. It doesn't matter the angle they are coming from. It doesn't matter the weapon of their warfare. We will be victorious. The victory of Biafran people is coming very, very soon, sooner than you expect. No matter how hard they try to blackmail Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he will remain victorious. The Messiah of the Biafran people, the Messiah of the Biafran people, they can't stop him. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Share the video. We are about to start. Share. Share the video, share your platform, share any place you belong. We will continue until Biafra comes. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining wherever you are joining from. I say may Chukwu be my guide and protect you. As many have connected from any part of the world where you have connected to this very program, Chukwu will prosper you. We continue to strengthen you, continue to direct you, and I will assure you that we will be victorious. Do not shake. Do not shake. There is nothing that you will see happening today now that has not happened before. Everything that you see happening today are things that happened before, and they will continue to happen. Don't shake. You will see a lot of challenges, a lot of trial, a lot of deceit. It's going to come from different angles, different areas, but don't shiver. Don't shiver. Don't change your stance. Stand on the solid rock. As long as you're standing on the truth, As long as you're speaking the truth, I must assure you that victory is sure. We will be victorious. It doesn't matter what the enemy is doing. It doesn't matter what the enemy is saying. It doesn't matter the language they want to use. We'll be victorious. So on today's program, we want to talk about the blackmail of Biafran people. We want to talk about the blackmail of Biafran people. The blackmail, when we entered this year, 2022, I spoke about the blackmail. That blackmail is going to increase. Not just the blackmail, the attack is going to increase. The killing is going to increase. Misinformation is going to increase. Everything is going to increase. Then I urge my fellow Biafrans to stand up and fight like never before. Today you can see it's becoming more clearer than ever. And blackmail is now increasing. The blackmail now has increased, not only in the hand of the Janjaweed. We now experience blackmail among the Biafrans themselves, among the members of IPOB themselves. The blackmail have expanded so much that if you are not careful, you will fall astray. And the most painful part of it is that we are blackmailing ourselves. Let me tell you, hear it and hear it clear. Each time you blackmail a faithful servant of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you are blackmailing yourself. Each time you blackmail a Biafran that is standing for the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that is speaking up for the unconditional release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, each time you blackmail that person, you are blackmailing yourself. Each time you speak a word against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, each time you speak a word against somebody who is standing shoulder to shoulder to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, calling for his release on a daily basis, you are actually speaking against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. There is no way you can tell me that you stand with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and yet you are using the same language that the Janjaweed is using against your own brother. You cannot claim to be standing with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and yet you are using the same language, blackmailing your own brother with the evil that the Janjaweed is doing. The Janjaweed will take the life of the innocent person. Instead of you to speak about that, you will now divert that very information and make your own brother the aggressor. You and I know that the killing that is happening in Biafra land today is being perpetrated by the Janjaweed. The destruction you see in Biafra land today is being done by the Janjaweed. The life that we are losing in Biafra land today is caused by the Janjaweed, no one else. They are the cause of all the problem we are facing. They are the cause. And it is not hidden. It is very clear that they are the cause. But what do we see? Instead of us seeing our brothers coming out to fight the real enemy, that common enemy that we all know, we don't fight on that. We focus our attention on people who has not done anything with us. We are focusing our attention on the wrong place. It is so sad. Very, very sad. It is high time we begin to do that which is right. Fight for our common interest, which is freedom, the pursuit for freedom. There is no single soul in that country called Nigeria that doesn't want freedom. Mainly the Biafran people. Every single Biafran wants freedom. And when it comes to the issue of freedom, that is where we find our common interest. Our common interest, our collective interest, that is where we find it, in freedom. It doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your tongue, it doesn't matter your location, it doesn't matter your region. We are all asking for that one thing, which is freedom. The freedom of the indigenous people of Biafra. And the only people that are enslaving everyone, the person that is enslaving every single person you see in that country called Nigeria is what? The Janjaweed. The Janjaweed are the only one enslaving every other person. And they are doing it with the help of the colonial master. They are doing it with the help of the slave master. Trying their best to make sure they suppress us, make sure they stop us from what we are doing. But we can never stop. It doesn't matter how they try. It doesn't matter what they do. They can't stop us. These are the enemy that you and I know. A seen enemy. We see them in action. We see them on a daily basis. We face the challenges of the enemy on a daily basis. How long shall we continue to keep silent? How long shall we continue to watch And this evil will continue to happen. How long shall we continue to play to the tune of the Janjaweed? It is sad that today you see Biafrans, people who supposedly are supposed to be fighting along with Mazen Nandekano, they are the ones standing against everything that he represents. And when I speak about everything that Mazen Nandekano represents, people use that language so much. Every platform you go, they talk about Mazen Nandekano. Every platform you go, they claim to follow Mazen Nandekano. They claim to be followers. They claim to be on the same page with Mazen Nandekano. But look at them critically. Look at them closely. Are they really followers of Mazen Nandekano? Look at them closely. Are they really followers of Mazen Nandekano? They are not. You do not believe people or trust people because of what they say in their mouth. Don't believe people because you see the flag of Biafra behind them. No. Do not believe someone because the person is mentioning the name of Mazen Nandekano. No. Do not believe somebody because he is wearing a cloth that belongs to Mazen Nandekano. Do not believe somebody because he's wearing a red beret of the IPOB. Do not believe anybody because he is calling on ESN. You have to believe and trust in somebody because that person has been proven to be truthful and consistent. When you find truthfulness in someone, that is how you know people who are following the step of Mazen Nandekano. When you see somebody who have been consistent in his or her work, demanding for the freedom of his or her own people, for the freedom and nothing else, not busy castigating his own brother, not busy demonizing his own brother, these are the people who are genuine followers of Mazen Nandekano. And until you begin to do that which is right, until you begin to confess truths, until you begin to be consistent in your word, you are not a follower of Mazen Nandekano. That is why you see so many of them, they end up in blackmail. They end up in blackmail. You will see a video of an information of what happened. Instead of you now to use that very video the way it's supposed to be, or put your blackmail against the Janjaweed that is killing you. Put your blackmail against the British government that is killing you. Put your blackmail against the evil government of Nigeria that is killing you. You will not. You are using a blackmail against your own brother. Your genuine brother who you know is fighting for your freedom and his own freedom. Instead of you concentrating to fight along with him, you are busy demonizing your own brother. How long will you continue on this path? How long? How long shall you continue on a path of destruction, destroying yourself? Each time you are pointing at your brother with one finger, the other four is pointing at you. When you are pointing at your brother with one finger, the rest of the fingers are pointing at you. That is what you have to have at the back of your mind at all times. Why must somebody who call him or herself a Biafran focus his attention on a fellow Biafran instead of focusing on the common enemy that we all have? You have seen our brothers, the Udua brothers, our Udua brothers are fighting head to head. They are fighting every day to free themselves from the common enemy that we all have, who are killing everybody. The Fulani Janjaweed. The Fulanis are the one who are in charge of every destruction you can see in that corner of Nigeria. The insecurity that they are crimes that the whole world is seeing today in the corner of Nigeria is being caused by the Fulani Janjaweed. These Fulanis are in charge of all the terrorist group you see in Nigeria. They are in charge. Name them. Boko Haram, they are in charge. Iswa, they are in charge. The killer headers, they are in charge. The bandits, they are in charge. The unknown gunmen, they are in charge. And these very people you see, they are being sponsored and being guided and directed by the federal government of Nigeria through Mieti Allah. Mieti Allah provide all the food soldiers that the whole terrorists in Nigeria are using. They are being provided by Mieti Allah. It is not a blackmail. It is not a propaganda. This is the truth and nothing but the truth. Go and make your verification. After hearing whatever I'm saying, go and make your verification. You will find out the truth yourself. Don't be lazy about it. Don't just take it because I said it. After hearing the information I give you, go and make your inquiries, make your verification. Then you can know what to follow. The only enemy we have in the country of Nigeria that is standing against every indigenous tribe in the country of Nigeria is the Fulani Janjaweed. They are the one who does not want any other tribe to survive. They are the one who are fighting against every other tribe. They are the one who are making sure that people do not survive. They are the one who are taking food away from the people. They are the one who have openly demanded for our land. And even your government came and said that we should either give them land or die. So many of you heard it. When the media aid of the president came out on national television to say, is it not better for you to give your land than to die? Instead of protecting the indigenous people and their property, instead of protecting the indigenous people, they were telling us to give our land or die. Who was doing all those evil? The person who was in charge of those evil then, who was that? The Janjaweed. You're welcome, Louis. The Janjaweed. They have been doing this, killing innocent people on daily basis, taking the life of innocent people. Why won't we concentrate on this common enemy? Why won't we concentrate on this common enemy that have sworn and don't want any indigenous tribe to survive? The fight we are fighting is a collective fight. We have a common enemy in that contraption called Nigeria. The common enemy against every tribe in that contraption called Nigeria. Every indigenous tribe. And that common enemy is the only tribe that is not indigenous to that contraption called Nigeria. The only tribe that is not indigenous, the Fulanis. They are not even Africans. These people are Arabs. They are not even Africans. That is why they don't have any landing space in Africa. You will not see any African country where you will see them as indigenous. It doesn't happen anywhere. There is no place where they own land. Fulanis don't own land anywhere. They only occupy land. Occupation, that is their work. They are not even Africans. Now they are the people who have come after the Hausas have welcomed them in Nigeria. Instead of them to remain peacefully and mind their business, they went ahead to infiltrate the Hausas, cause a lot of damages, destroy the leaders of Hausa people. Today, Hausa is nowhere to be seen. They have destroyed their lineage. They have wiped away the Hausas. Hausa no longer have history anymore. You no longer hear about Hausa again. What we are hearing today is about Fulani. It's always about Fulanis. On daily basis, you talk about Fulanis. In every issue, it's about Fulanis. Why does it have to be about Fulanis all the time? Why? But the most painful aspect is that people who are supposed to be fighting this common enemy, the people in the southern region who are supposed to be fighting this common enemy, they don't fight the common enemy. You will see southerners, instead of fighting this common enemy that wants to take them away, that want to Fulanize Nigeria, that want to Islamize Nigeria with their own kind of Islam, instead of them to fight this common enemy, they will turn back and begin to fight their own brothers and sisters. They will turn back, begin to fight their own brothers and sisters. That is what they do. That is what they do. Instead of fighting that common enemy that every one of us know, they will not. They will be busy fighting their own brother and sister. That is the kind of nation we have found ourselves. That is the kind of nation we have, a pitiable nation. When you see things that is happening in that country called Nigeria, you will know that Nigeria needs pity. People who are being killed, people who their properties have been taken away, people who their rights have been taken away. Instead of them fighting collectively to free themselves, they are busy fighting themselves. They are busy fighting themselves. How long will you fight yourself? And how do you intend to win a battle you fight against yourself? How do you intend to win the battle? How do you intend to win a battle you are fighting against your own self? Instead of you defending yourself, defending your fellow brothers, instead of you protecting yourself, saving yourself the stress, saving yourself from the calamity and danger, you are selling yourself to the enemy. That is where we have found ourselves. And this is why I'm coming online on a daily basis to call the attention of the people in the southern part of Nigeria. People in the southern part, mainly the Biafran people. Every Biafran person, wherever you may be, it is high time you wake up and speak up. It is high time you focus on the real enemy. The real enemy that every one of us know is the Fulani Janjaweed. They are the real enemy who have said they want to take away our life and they don't want us to survive. Why are you now diverting your attention to your own brother? Why? Why are you diverting your attention to your own brother? If you see the kind of anger, when they are speaking in anger, you'll be wondering, who are they talking about? When it comes to the real enemy, you will see them, they are not going to express that anger. But when it comes to their own brother, their own brother that they are fighting the same cause with, asking for the same freedom with, you see them speaking in so much rage and anger, as if you stole something from them. As if you stole something from them. You'll be wondering what is happening. That is why when you go and look the man in the creek, go and look the latest video that the man in the creek made. In his latest video, go and see the kind of rage and anger that man was displaying there. And you'll be wondering, what has Mazen Nnamdi Kanu taken away from this man? What? What have Biafran people done wrong for this man? This is a man who was proclaiming Biafra. This is a man who talked so much about Biafra in the past. This is a man who preached Biafra in the past. But today, he is the same person who is now calling people to kill Biafran people. He is calling for the death of Biafran people wherever they are. Somebody who is supposed to be a Biafran. Remember when he was preaching everywhere? When he said he cannot leave Biafra for anybody. But today, that same man is the one who is standing against Biafra. Even calling for the death of his fellow Biafran people. When you see him talk about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, there is still a video when he was still mentally okay. This man is the same man that said that there has never been any man dead or living that have brought the issue of Biafra to the standard Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have brought it. This man made that statement that apart from our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, there has never been any man living or dead that have brought the issue of Biafra to the standard our Senior Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have brought it. Today, that same man, out of envy and jealousy, go and look his video and see what he's saying today. Today, he's calling for the death of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Today, he's standing against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from all means. Today, he hates Mazen Nnamdi Kanu even more than the real enemy, the Janjaweed that enslaved him. Simply because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is telling him the truth. Simply because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is following a direction that is going to lead us to our freedom. Simply because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu refused to sell out, just as every one of them have sold out. He is jealous of the popularity of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not beg anybody to follow him. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not fight anybody to follow him. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu won his followership. He won it through being truthful and consistent. He earned it. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never forced anybody. He earned every followership he had today. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu earned every followership he has today. He earned it. He never forced anybody to follow him. He never forced anybody to follow his direction. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have been preaching the message, speaking the truth, and the most important thing, he has been consistent from the very first day he started the struggle up to this very moment. That same request is what he's making. He is demanding for the freedom of his people. Even when many things has been given to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in exchange for his freedom. Money have been given, posts have been given, positions have been given, so many things have been given. He rejected it. And he continued to ask for the freedom of the ordinary people, the Biafran people, to have their freedom. Yet, you will see somebody will stand on his or her platform and begin to talk down on this man who has given it all. When you watch their video, you'll be wondering when you watch that man's video, what that I don't like calling his name on my program. There's no need to call his name. Most of you know whom I'm talking about. Most of you know whom I'm talking about, the man in the creek. Watch his video, you see the anger, the kind of anger he's raging against Mazen Nnamdi. You'll be wondering, what has Mazen Nnamdi Kanu stolen from him? What? What has Mazen Nnamdi Kanu stolen from him? He even came out to boast openly that he was the one that smoked Mazen Nnamdi Kanu out. He came out to be proud and say that he's the one that sent Mazen Nnamdi Kanu into the hand of the enemy and that he's going to do more. Then he's asking the enemy to take the life of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu by all means possible, openly. Not only Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he's calling for the death of every Biafran person, every member, every Biafran. This man who claimed to be a Biafran. Now you see, this is somebody who claimed to be, who has been for a very long time, for many years. He has been talking about Biafra. And sometimes people will be asking, why is it that every time this man is talking about Biafra, you don't even see the flag of Biafra behind him? Some ignorant people went forward to bring him and call him the de facto government of whatever they gave, what government they call him of Biafra. That man you gave a title. The man you gave a title that said he formed the Biafra government, today, he's the one calling for the death of everybody that claims to be a Biafran. The same man came out today. Now you see how inconsistent they are. That is why anybody that Mazen Nandekano tells you to go stay away from, you better stay away from that person for your own life. This is the man they came together and made him a leader of a group. They said it's a de facto government of Biafra. Today, he is calling for the death of Biafran people by all means possible. He is standing against everything that will make Biafra come. He doesn't want it. Simply because he is not in charge. Greed. Because he's not in charge. He wants to do everything possible to stop the coming of Biafra. And that is what he's doing. The same way some people today who claim to be with Mazen Nandekano are still doing. But we are watching. Biafran people are watching closely. Biafran people are watching closely. So many people who claim, go to their platform, they still call the name of Mazen Nandekano. They still use his picture. You see the flag behind them, but they are standing against everything that Mazen Nandekano stands for. When you talk about the freedom of Mazen Nandekano, they don't want to hear it. When you bring a suggestion on what we free our student Mazen Nandekano, they don't want to hear it. But they claim to be Biafrans. They claim to be followers of Mazen Nandekano. Things that are working. Mazen Nandekano that you and I know is a man that is consistent, and he will never stop something that is working. Once Mazen Nandekano starts a thing and that thing is working, he will never stop. Once he starts, he never stops. Once he starts, he never stops until he achieves his aim. We started civil disobedience through sit at home when Mazen Nandekano was kidnapped. It was called off. Biafrans came out massively on their own to continue to embark on that sit at home. They continued and continued and continued until the Biafran land became hot for the politicians. Asrock became restless. The world began asking questions. Their media began to report it by force. Then they had no choice. They begin to run to Asrock to begin to talk about political solution. When we have seen that this thing is working, why is it that we cannot hold it with our heart, hold it with all our life? Because it's a source of our freedom. Some people came and preached against it. They didn't only preach against it, they begin to run informant for the same person who is killing them. They begin to run informant for the Janjaweed to fight against people who are broadcasting, people who are talking, speaking up for the sit at home, people who are sitting at home for the release of Mazen Nandekano. Only a mad person will do that. No sane person will permit such. No sane person will, with his or her clear eyes, begin to permit such kind of evil to happen. But it happened. It happened. Up to today, that same people who do not want Mazen Nandekano out, they are still preaching that message. When you talk about sit at home, they say no. Ask them what next. They don't have any solution. When they have known very well that things you are doing on the ground in Biafra land is what will free Mazen Nandekano, they don't want you to do anything on the ground. They don't want you to do anything in Biafra land. Even when they have known, it has been proven and clear that it is the civil disobedience that will free Mazen Nandekano. The media have discussed it. When they say that the government will consider mass action, they will check people's reaction before Mazen Nandekano will be freed. They said that Mazen Nandekano can only get a political solution after they have checked and balanced and see the reaction of the people. What reaction do you think they are talking about? You think they are talking about the reaction of the Janjaweed? The reaction of the people they want to see is the reaction of Biafran people, to see the kind of support Mazen Nandekano had, to see the kind of thing Mazen Nandekano keep in place, to see the kind of people who are fighting for him. That is why in Biafra land we are supposed to make Biafra land hotter than it is now. We are supposed to make it hot so that no single politician can be able to sit in Biafra land, let alone talk of election. No single politician in Biafra land is supposed to be sleeping in his home as it stands today. If we are saying, if people who are supposed to talk are talking, if people who are supposed to fight with Mazen Nandekano are fighting, if people who are supposed to do things are doing the normal thing, no single politician is supposed to be sleeping in Biafra land today while Mazen Nandekano is in DSS. It's not supposed to happen. But what do you see? They will tell you to go and protest abroad. What has your protest abroad got to achieve in Biafra land? Yes, you create awareness. We can create awareness. We've been doing it. Awareness is being created everywhere. The world knows about it. But what is going to change the whole situation is what happens in Biafra land. The effect we have, direct attack we have to Janjaweed government, either through our civil disobedience and through economic sanction. When you are able to enforce the economic sanction on that very Janjaweed government, they will be forced to call you for a discussion. It was because of massive civil disobedience, because of the force that the people because of Nigerian Delta people gave before. That was why they were called for political solution. A private jet was sent to come and pick them to Abuja. They didn't go with their own transport. It's not like these people who call themselves elders who went with their own transport to go and see the imposter in Arsenal. It doesn't happen that way. They will call for it and you will go. It is you and I, the ordinary people, that will make Mazen Nnamdi Kanu free from captivity. Not all these people who are running from pillar to pole. Not all these selfish politicians. No selfish politician in the country of Nigeria will give you political solution. None of them, not even one. No politician in Nigeria is willing to give us political solution. No politician in Nigeria is willing to dialogue or willing to follow the step that is going to lead us to a political solution. No, not even one. They wouldn't do it. They are not ready for that. If you think they are ready for that, and that is what you're hoping on, you are wasting your garden time. You are wasting your garden time. The only thing that is going to activate the real political solution that will free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is mass action. Civil disobedience. Sit at home on Sunday and on Monday and every other day that added, and then embark on economic sanction against this Janjaweed. Stop giving your revenue to them. Stop paying your revenue to local government, state government, and federal government in Biafra land. Any business you're doing, whatever tax they are collecting for you, stop paying your tax to them. Keep it to yourself. It will be useful. Stop sponsoring those who are killing you. The more you pay that tax, the governors are using that tax to sponsor the killers that are coming to kill you. It is because of that tax that they are collecting. That is what Hobu Zodema is using to go and collect soldiers from the Janjaweed. It is because of the tax people are paying. It's because people are following. Because of the tax you are giving. That is why Hobu Zodema is eating the people's flesh. That is why Hobu Zodema is eating Biafrans alive. Go and see what is happening in Biafra land. With the whole killing that's happening in Biafra land, you will still see Biafran people who are online. Instead of you talking about the life of your people that have been lost, instead of you talking about the intimidation, the destruction of properties and lives in Biafra land, you are talking against your brother. You even go ahead to begin to blackmail your brother, blackmail your own brother. About the evil of the Janjaweed, you paint it on your brother, that is your brother is committing it. Not knowing that you are blackmailing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Well, I will not say not knowing, because some of you, you know very well that blackmail you are pushing on your fellow Biafran is a blackmail against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You know, and you are doing it intentionally. You are doing it intentionally to distract the people and to disrupt the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But are you going to survive? You are not going to survive it. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how you try. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally. He's on a special mission. Chukwu Okike Abiama gave him his vision. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not choose himself. He never appointed himself. He didn't make himself whom he is. Chukwu Okike Abiama appointed him, he gave him a mantle, and he picked up that mantle and he has been working towards it from beginning up to date. He has been very, very truthful and consistent. If you have heard of any crime that he has committed anywhere, write it on the comment section. Let me see. If you know that you have heard of any crime that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or that he has been convicted anywhere in the law court, even while he was in UK broadcasting for how many years, he has never been invited by police even one day. Because he is speaking of the truth. Because he's passing the right message. But today, that man was kidnapped in Kenya, sent to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. Today, he is in the captivity. He's in the hand of the DSS. We are asking and calling for his release by mass action. And you are there distracting people, hindering people from joining the action. You are a killer yourself, and you will die. You will pay. You and your generation will pay. I don't know who you are. I don't want to know who you are. I don't care who you are. As long as you are not speaking up for the freedom of Mazen Nani Kanu, you are not doing anything for the freedom of Mazen Nani Kanu, you are standing against the poor masses who are crying on daily basis, who on their own willingly are sitting at home to make sure that Mazen Nani Kanu is being released. Instead of you joining these poor masses to demand for the unconstitutional release of Mazen Nani Kanu, you are demoralizing them. Not only demoralizing them, you are acting as an informant against people who are fighting for the freedom of Mazen Nani Kanu. Some of them have become shameless that they will come openly. They will come openly and begin to call the name of their brothers to the enemy to kill. Some have become so evil that they will come openly and begin to mention the name of their brothers who they know are genuinely fighting for freedom, just because you hate the person, just because you have a little quarrel with your brother, just because you misunderstand each other. You sell the soul of your brother to the enemy. You sell your brother to the enemy to be killed, and you are happy. You celebrate it. You hear that somebody who has volunteered himself to protect the land. Sorry, excuse me. You hear that somebody who has volunteered himself to protect the land, somebody who you are not giving any salary, you are not doing anything for him, volunteered himself to protect the land. You heard that some person lost his life. Instead of you to be sober, instead of you to be sorrowful, you are celebrating it. It doesn't matter what the person must have done to you. It doesn't matter how you hate him. It doesn't matter the misunderstanding you have. Why must you be happy at the death of your own brother? Why must you celebrate the death of your own brother? Why? It is only evil man that will do that. It's only those who are possessed with evil. They are the ones who celebrate the death of their own brother. We are not supposed to be celebrating the death of our brothers. We know who the enemy is. You and I know who the enemy is. Why are we not focusing on the enemy? Why are we not focusing on the real enemy? You know the enemy. I know the enemy. The common enemy that have come to subjugate every single indigenous tribe in the country of Nigeria. Not only Biafrans. The subjugation and the destruction is not only against Biafrans. The northern indigenous people today, they have no voice anymore. The northern part of Nigeria have been taken over completely. It is not a propaganda. Go make your research. You will see for yourself. Don't fold your hand. Make your research. You see for yourself. The Middle Belt, they have cried and lost tears. You see what is happening in Benue State. Benue State have cried and lost it. If not for the kind of governor they have, who is very consistent. It is in Samuel Oto. You see Samuel Oto. Any state that has somebody like that as a governor, they should thank their God. They should thank their God. Against all odds, against all attack, against everything, Samuel Oto has been standing firm. Even now, he has increased. He has changed the grazing law. He has made it tougher, increased the rate. He has increased the grazing law, increased the charges, increased the fine. That is a man that is consistent. And when you are fighting for something, you don't loosen it up. That is where the members of IPOB are making mistake. The leadership of IPOB, that is where they're making mistake. You have not gotten what you're asking for. Instead of you to tighten the situation more, you are losing it. Look at Samuel Otom, a governor, a sitting governor in Benue State. Instead of him making loose the grazing law, he is tightening the grazing law. He increased the penalty. He has increased the penalty and increased the fine. Go and check the video. The last video he made. Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State, the last video he made, he has increased the penalty for grazing. For the Fulani Janjaweed who are grazing. For the amount they will pay for their cow that they arrest, he has increased it. That is the way to fight when you want to fight. You don't stop until you have your freedom. If you are genuinely fighting for freedom, you don't stop. The same step is what Mazen Nani Kanu is following. When Mazen Nani Kanu doesn't stop when he's doing it, he doesn't stop. You see all the propaganda they have been pushing against him. The whole world against Mazen Nani Kanu. Everybody against him. You remember when even our Oduduwa brothers don't want to hear anything about him? He preached the hard message. He used the hard knot to preach and preach and preach until our Oduduwa brothers came online. They came on board. They came on board. And since then, he has been consistent and he is still preaching the same message. Today, our Oduduwa brothers are fighting strong. The Middle Belters are fighting strong. That is the power of consistency. When attack was coming into Mazen Nandekano, had he been that he changed and shivers and collect money just like every other one is collecting money, we will not be where we are today. But because he has been very, very consistent, today you can see Biafra coming closer than ever. Today, the whole world is talking about Biafra. They can pretend for like it. The media report Biafra, but you don't force them, we don't pay them to report. Even the conventional media in Nigeria, they are forced to report the issue of Biafra. You saw in the last court. Go and watch the video that the TVC made in the last court. Their discussion in TVC, their discussion they made in their video. Go and watch that video very well. I played it here on my channel. I have the video here also. Check up the video on my channel, then check that video that was made by the TVC. Then you will see why you must have to continue anything you are doing and increase it. In that very interview, a journalist revealed that the reason why the prosecutor, the government prosecutor, came out to say that Mazen Nandekano denied IPOB was to demoralize the followers. And that man went further to say that if the government succeeds in demoralizing the followers, that is the end of Asuna Mazen Nandekano. And then he will lose focus, and that is the end of the struggle. And a Janjaweed journalist said that. A Janjaweed said that. Janjaweed journalist said that. That as soon as they succeed in demoralizing the Biafrans by pushing out those lies, if they succeed and the world see that people are no longer following Mazen Nandekano, that is the end of it. But he confessed in that same program that today that Mazen Nandekano enjoy a great followership in Biafra land. That each time you call for a seat at home, people sit at home. Each time you imagine you go to court, people sit at home. Because he is standing up for the ordinary people. He is speaking the mind of the people. A journalist said it, a Janjaweed journalist in their conventional media. But you, now that you call yourself a Biafran, an IPOB member, you now that call yourself a close ally of Mazen Nandekano, you yourself now that claim to be sitting on the same room with Mazen Nandekano, you have eaten with him, you are wearing his clothes, you are using Biafran flag, you are doing everything, talking. You don't have any solution. When they are telling people to continue to make Biafra land ungovernable, make it tough for this politician, you are discouraging them. Instead of you supporting them, instead of you encouraging them, you are busy discouraging them. Not only discouraging, you are working as informant, killing your own fellow Biafrans who are standing for the freedom of Mazen Nandekano, who are crying and shouting that Mazen Nandekano must be freed. It is a shame. It is a shame. You need to be ashamed of yourself. You need to be ashamed of yourself. If you do not want to fight for the freedom of your people or your own freedom, give way. Allow those who want to fight for their freedom to continue to fight for it. If you do not want to go for your freedom, give way. Allow those who want to fight for their own freedom to continue to pursue it and get it. Why must you be a hindrance? You do not want to move forward, and you don't want people to move forward. You don't want to go, and you don't want people to move forward. That is a very bad thing to do. It is high time we Biafrans focus on the real thing. Focus on what matters. Freedom of the people. Focus on our common interest. Freedom. Focus on our common enemy, the Fulani Janjaweed and their caliphate. That is our common enemy. The main objective of the Biafran people, the Dua people, is to break up the control of Nigeria, to save life, to establish a nation where people can defend. To save life and establish a nation where people can defend with the last drop of their blood. As it stands today, there is no single person living in that country called Nigeria that is patriotic to Nigeria. No patriotic citizen in Nigeria. Whom are you going to be patriotic to? Are you going to be patriotic to a government that has plan to kill you? A government that doesn't have a constitution? A government that does not have any plan for the masses? Is that the country? Nobody, not even those who claim to be one Nigeria, not even those who claim to be serving Nigeria. Buhari is not patriotic to Nigeria. Obasanjo is not patriotic to Nigeria. Is it Tinubu that is going to be patriotic to Nigeria? If they are, they won't be stealing and looting people right, left, and center. None of them is patriotic to Nigeria. That is why the Oduduwa people, the Biafrans and Midibeta are crying for a breakup of this contraption so they can build a country where they themselves will be patriotic to. We are looking for a nation where we will hit our chest and say, yes, this is my country, I will defend it. May Chukwu Kapiyama give us the strength to continue to fight this battle. Be truthful and sincere at all times. It doesn't matter who is concerned. It doesn't matter who is involved. It doesn't matter where the truth leads you to. Continue to follow it. As long as you're following the truth, you are following Chukwu Kabiam. If the truth makes you to disobey your friend, go ahead. If it makes you to disobey your leader, go ahead. If the truth makes you to disobey your parents, go ahead. Because the ultimate man you have to obey is Chukwu Kabiam. And he is the truth. Pursue the truth and follow it. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. If you have not shared this video, please share this video to your family and friends. Share it to everybody. Share it in your WhatsApp group. Please also try and join me on my page, Chooks of Survival page. You can join me there. I broadcast there on daily basis also. If you have any information to give, you can pass it out on my page. If you want to also have any discussion to discuss on the page, let me know. If you have any information to pass or something to discuss and encouragement to make, you can bring it up. We can discuss it on my platform. It is all free. May Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect every single one who has joined this broadcast today. You will see the end of 2022. 2022 will never see your end. It doesn't matter the attack they bring. Continue to remain truthful and consistent. Victory is close. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will be released unconditionally and very soon before you know it. There is already light at the end of the tunnel. We are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Don't be distracted. Stop the blackmail. Stop the blackmail. You must not like me for you to fight for your freedom. You must not like me. You must not like me. I must not speak the same language for you us to get out. We have a common objective. Freedom. Common interest. Freedom. That is what should matter to you. As long as I'm pursuing freedom, you are pursuing the freedom. And we have a common enemy who is enslaving us. The Fulani Janjaweed. That is where your focus should go. Not on your brothers. Not on blackmailing you. If you want to blackmail, go ahead and blackmail the Janjaweed that are killing you. Why are you blackmailing somebody who is fighting genuinely for the freedom of Biafra? Why are you blackmailing somebody who is genuinely fighting for the freedom of his people? I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will open our eyes to begin to pursue the struggle the way it's supposed to be. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. And remember, blessed. I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you, and see you again. Thank you. Bye. See you again tomorrow.